live here. This is all new stuff.
There you go.
How about that?
Hi. Should we roll the open really quick again, Bruce?
Sure, I could do
Okay,
that.
roll the open. Roll the
Come
open.
on.
Let's rise and live with Roby and Suze.
All right,
It
yeah.
really doesn't have the same effect that it does on television, I don't think.
So-
I think it does. It's perfect.
That's right. All right. Welcome, everyone, to Rise and Live with Roby and Suze. Roby cannot be here today. He is still working full-time at the Boys and Girls Club, so he could not make it this morning. But we decided to get the gang all back together. We've got Bruce, who's our director, at his house. He's kind of orchestrating this whole thing. And then we have my executive producer, Stephanie, who is in my office right now because she and I are going to be making the margarita because we're going to be the bartenders of the week. We've got Stephen Bonk with Jupiter Bounce below me. We've got Heather Ruthey with Atlas Event Rental over here. And it looks like Andy's pop-up as well. Andy from Spread Happy. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Good morning.
Okay, so let's go back to how everyone is doing. Heather, let's start with you. What's going on in the event business?
In the event business, we're really all on a standstill. There's no events, there's no gatherings. You can't do. Everyone saw the Zoom Seders the other night for Passover. I know, Easter, everyone's just going to be with their tight-knit family. So there's no events going on. So we're really just using this time to fix ourselves up internally, tighten up our procedures. We're doing a Zoom call every single day with our sales team just to keep connected. Our ops team is doing the same on their end. But really, events have stopped. And exactly like you just said, when you're used to planning, well, that's probably the hardest thing for me right now. There's no plan. So when brides call you and mitzvahs are trying to get rescheduled and corporate events, will people fly down to Florida for events? You see this whole virtual event. I mean, that'll kill us because who needs 300 chairs and 30 linens for a virtual event?
Right.
And no one knows, are we going to be back in June, July, August? And then in Florida, the summer months are coming up. So it's almost like you have from now until October probably like this, which is kind of crazy, but you try not to think about it because it's not really surreal. So I don't know.
I can't imagine that virtual anything is going to kill face-to-face. There's just something different about being face-to-face. It's like even our production for our show, this cannot replace the energy that you feel from like a live audience and from being in person with each other. So I think it'll make us even more appreciative of that face-to-face connection.
And I think, again, it's just unknown now. So everyone's just kind of throwing it out there. But exactly like you said, I mean, is that really realistic? Are you going to get as many people showing up at a virtual event? Like, no, I think they're just kind of putting it out there for some of the events that maybe just canceled and they're still trying to raise funds. But I'm with you. I'm hoping that in a few months when this all settles down, that everyone just wants to party harder and, bigger and better than before.
Yeah. All right. What about you, Stephen? So Stephen, Stephen saved my life. Let me just tell you that. The first week of quarantine, my kids were off. And then the second week they had spring break. And then the third week is when they started their online classes. So Stephen.
Who's typing?
Is someone typing?
Who's typing?
I think it's Stephanie.
No, your microphone sounds really weird.
But I can't hear you, Stephanie. Stephanie, I can't hear you. You're just going to have to come out here. I really can't even hear you. Can you guys hear her?
Okay,
I think she's frozen.
out.
I hear the crackling.
Okay,
but-
turn her
I
off
hear the
and have her
typing.
come out here.
All right, Stephanie. Bye, Steph. Bye,
Bye,
Steph.
Steph. You're done.
Okay.
Come out here, Steph. Okay, so what I was saying about Steven and Jupiter Bounce is, I called him up. I'm like, listen, I need your biggest slide. I don't care what it costs. Get it to my house because I need to have these kids entertained for a week. And he
Were
literally
you able to go down it?
Yes, of
Oh,
course.
good, good. Yeah, I was
Yes.
hoping so.
So it was like a 32-footer. I mean, it was here for almost a week. My grass is dead, but my kids were entertained.
Sure. Yeah, you extended
Um,
your stay. You know, she gave us a call and said, "Hey, can we have it longer?" Of course, no problem. It's people like you right now, honestly, that are keeping the lights on for us. We've been in business 14 years, and we have gradually shifted to commercial clients. And that's not to say that our residentials aren't very important and we don't hold near and dear to our hearts, because that's really ultimately how we have been able to position ourselves for these larger, a little bit more profitable jobs. And so now, kind of like Heather said, we're taking some time to look at ourselves in the mirror to make sure that our systems and procedures are in the right place. And so we're looking at new things to where we're learning a little bit more about our margins and overnight jobs. And if we could leave something for a second day, like we did for you, in multiple days, how does that affect our customers positively? And how does that affect our bottom line positively? So it is an interesting time to take a step back and to just kind of analyze what you've been doing, maybe what you've been spending. You know, we've cut all of our expenses, and it's interesting to see what we're able to get away without. And so it's just an interesting time, to say the
You
least.
know, it's funny that you say that, Stephen, because I mean, I know Heather will appreciate this. So I was looking at Facebook today, and one of my friends posted a whole video about how, like, she had the hair and the lashes and the nails and the Botox and all the things. And she's realizing, like, how much she doesn't need that stuff. She was able to do her nails. I did my nails at home last night. I mean, I don't know about the hair. Like, I don't think I can go without getting my hair colored.
No.
But you realize, like, how simple, how complicated your life has gotten, maybe how complicated your business has gotten. And when you take things back to the basics, it's like, even me, just organizing my house and getting things organized in my office so that I feel like I can get some stuff done. It makes a huge difference.
For sure.
Heather,
sure.
Go ahead, Stephen. Sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, especially when it comes to staff and procedures that you have in place that you think are necessary to eliminate certain things or to provide clients with better service. And sometimes what you realize is you don't need as many people in between, and having the right people in between is it may make it easier on you, but ultimately what's best for the customer. And so you learn that you're working towards goals that almost are unachievable because you don't have the control that you need to. So I've definitely put myself in a position lately to be much more in control of certain day-to-day operations, ensuring that clients are getting the service that we promised. And with that being said, I'm on a truck more often than I have been. I mean, it's been 2 or 3 years since I've been really on a truck making deliveries, and that was the position that I thought best fit me and the company. But looking back and realizing that the onboarding process could be a little sharper and the training needs to be a little bit improved, it's a time that we're not going to get back. And I heard Heather say it with another Facebook thing that you guys did, where it's like, this is invaluable time on a personal level and a business level. And I just think that really resonated with me to say we can take advantage of this time and try to make the best of it.
Yeah. And also, I think the message is, like, you don't have to hustle all the time. Like, you don't have to be so busy all the time. Like, it really has opened me to looking at, wow, when I take time to do this stuff that really, lights me up or makes me feel peaceful or makes me feel calm, like, it just does make a huge difference in how I am as a business person, and also as a mom, and also as a daughter. Like, it just makes a huge difference in not just your business, but your relationships as well, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone's heard the word reset. I mean, the news has used it, businesses are using it. But I mean, it'll be interesting to see from this. Again, it's like we're all words now of, do we need the hair? Do we need the nails? Do we need as many employees? Can we tighten up here? Can we tighten up there? So I'm really excited to see what really does come out of it. Again, it's like, sometimes a life-changing moment happens and, you say, did they really learn their lesson, or are they really going to keep up with these changes? So I'm really curious to see
If we
from
do.
this reset. But I mean, some of them will. I mean, they have to. We're all going through this, and all, you know, I mean, my end of the world moment will happen if there's no camp. But for now, we're just keeping positive and, you know, going with the flow. But yeah,
A whole
we
camp.
sure. Well, Stephanie, just you are on camera now. Okay, so if there's no
Fine,
camp,
bring him over.
you will be the first person I call. Okay,
Cool.
camp is all day, all day.
I'm
I'll
very
bring the
expensive.
inflatables.
I'm very
all
expensive.
day. It's okay. I'll pay your fee. I'll pay whatever.
She'll do a workout for you, and then she'll babysit your kids.
Fabulous.
All right. Well, Heather and Stephen, thank you guys so much for joining us. Anything you want to ask Heather or Stephen?
The only question I asked Heather before we got started, because you were saying how you record sales calls, is what was like the worst thing you've ever heard?
So, you know, I always get on my girls. Yes, I'm very tough on them that we're not order takers. We are salespeople. That's part of our whole customer service. And like, you know, Stephen was just saying what our clients need. So I always say we are the experts. We've been around for over 35 years. It's what we do. So we do record our phone calls on a daily basis. They know that. They sign a waiver. We listen to them, but it's all for training purposes. So right now on our daily Zoom calls, we meet with our sales team every single day on Zoom. Usually goes for about an hour and a half with all the girl chit chat. But we started recording those calls, and we do scenarios. And when you hear yourself back, you know, it's amazing. It's how we get better. Because I never want someone to call in and just say, or just hear on the other end, hi, the table's $9. Sure, call us if you need it. Click. No. That makes me cringe. So we're really there to learn about your event, even if you don't need rentals. Do you need a caterer? Do you need the bounce house? What else do you really need? Do you need a florist? And we want to be a source and the expert. And if we can't be a part of your event now, we want you to remember how helpful we were for the next time and get your email and follow up. And so we're doing a ton of training because, yes, in season, I do not have time for that. They hear my rants and raves, but it doesn't usually stick. So now I'm hoping that with all the time. See, now it's great because they have no excuses. That's what we keep saying. They have no excuses. They can't say they didn't get the proper training. They didn't have all the time to practice. They could practice with each other. And I think the most exciting thing for businesses, obviously we have a great team, but all of the times that we do say, exactly like Stephen was saying, you know, do we need a new XYZ employee, or do we need to add, you know, this person, or what skill or talent are we lacking? And unfortunately, but fortunately, there's going to be a lot of people out there looking for jobs. So it's going to be a great time to hire and really analyze your business and what you do need, what you don't need, what you could shave off, what you've been doing as a manager, what you should be doing, what people want to see more of the owner do and get involved with. So, you know, I just tell people right now in the business world, just use it wisely, because you won't get it back, and it will benefit us. We don't know when, which is the hardest part, but it will 100% benefit all of us once this all comes back.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think there's just going to be so much opportunity in all of this. And there already is opportunity. I think you just have to you have to keep your eyes open and, and really focus on what's important right now, which is, fine tuning everything and taking the time that you normally don't have to analyze everything and make sure that you're doing it to the best of your ability.
One of the most fun calls I got was someone looking to rent a strip pole.
Oh,
did you find it?
I want to get one.
Do you rent them?
We don't rent them, but again, I'm a source, so I will find you one if you want.
You'll
one.
find
Send me
it.
the date and where you need it delivered, and we'll sanitize it. And I'll find
We'll sanitize it. That's good.
I love that. A stripper pole. Yeah, I mean, what? Because after seeing J-Lo at the freaking Super Bowl, I think everyone wants to try out a stripper pole.
Can we do it? Once we're like back up, you guys need to take a stripper pole class. It's a thing. It's a workout. It's very hard.
I might be too big for a stripper pole, but I'll give it a shot, huh?
And I would have appreciated if they called using it for workout. It happened to have not been because we had to park more. But yes, we
Whatever.
had one for workout.
That's great. I do appreciate this time a little bit. If I can add in that, it's a lot of great family time. We've actually had a bounce house at my house almost every day.
Well, of
I've got
course
3
you
kids
do,
on the
Stephen.
floor. Of course,
You own the
of
company.
course. Right. So they
Posted
have to
on
be.
Instagram.
The crazy thing is, say that again.
Is that the one that you posted on Instagram? You posted, or maybe it was the Insta story, Jupiter Bounce Insta story. It's a crazy bounce house.
I posted one this morning again. We got a Ferris wheel in the backyard right now. So
I'm coming over.
It's the opportunity to actually reap some of the benefits of being the owner, right? Because honestly, during the year, it's like I feel like it's like a chef cooking at home. It's like the last thing I want to do is deliver one in my own house. So it's a nice time. The kids love it. They're 3 kids under 4, so it gives them an activity to do. Mom, a slight break to lose 2 kids, for a moment. But it's an interesting opportunity to spend a little bit more time with family, and there's not that pressure of what's coming the next day. It's kind of calm. It's this eerie calm, and it hit like that Thursday, that Friday. I think it was like the 11th ish, and it was like there was this calm that came over me, where it's like there's nothing to worry about tomorrow to a degree because you're just lucky to have today.
Yeah, it's true. I love it. Hey, Bruce, can we pop up some of these comments? Do you see them on the side?
Yep, I see them. Let me start at the top.
Gary Miller, we're going to get to you in just a minute. Oh, look at that. Let's pop through them. Look at this. Isn't this fancy? We can show the live comments while they're happening. Bruce is bougie. I just have to give a huge shout out to Bruce really quick because first of all, everything changed within an instant for a lot of people, and especially, in our industry as well. But Bruce is probably the smartest technical person I know because
I called him with this idea at like 11:30 yesterday.
Yesterday morning,
he figured out how to do it and get it all done. He's got that whole system at his house now that he set up at his house.
Oh, there's Jean.
So we got this whole thing figured out, and we're going to keep taking it to the next level. We just wanted to keep it really simple today with some interviews, and Heather and John Duffy got the slide too. After he saw my slide, he got the slide for at his house. So yeah,
you had to have it. Yeah,
it works.
Hi, Sal.
Oh, hey.
That's our DJ. You know what? We need to get Sal in here and do it. Have you guys seen Sal? What he's doing at his house? He sets up a whole light show and he's like doing a whole thing from his house.
Way.
It's amazing.
DJ remotely next week.
Oh, you know what? I was just saying that there are so many bar and bat mitzvahs that have been canceled on Saturday nights. That one DJ, no one's done it yet. With all these kids on Instagram, one of these DJs needs to do a live, a faux mitzvah, and do a dance party with all the kids, and do virtual mitzvah games, and just make it super fun. Because what are we all doing on a Saturday night?
Right. I love it, Sal. Sal, I hope you heard that. Yeah, he's been doing the live from his house, but maybe making it a
little more formal,
Yeah, a little more formal. Yeah. All right, I love that idea. Okay, well, Heather, Stephen, you guys want to add anything else?
Have a happy Easter, everyone.
Happy
Enjoy
Easter,
time
happy
with your
Passover.
family. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, everyone. Oh, there was Ashley. Hi, Ashley.
Hi, Ash.
Okay, so we will check in with you guys. I'll check in with you guys in a couple of days, but thank you for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
All right.
All right.
Bye,
Have
Heather.
a good show.
Bye, guys. And Stephen, let me know if you want to drop off one of those bounce houses at my house. He's like, oh, no, I don't.
Wait, say that again?
I said, let me know if you want to drop off one of those bounce houses at my house.
Oh, got it. Okay, we'll do. Sounds good. I'll call
Just
you.
kidding. All right. Thanks, Stephen. Thanks, Heather.
Sal's going to go live with us.
Oh, Sal's going to go live?
Yes.
Awesome. Call in. Do we need to send him the
I'm
link?
going to send him the link. I just asked him if he's
Okay.
available.
Okay, perfect.
And we do have Gary, and Gary's on now too.
Okay, let's go to Gary. Hey, Gary Miller.
Hey, good morning.
Oh, yeah, Gary, play for us.
They're not turned on.
Oh, they're not. Oh, you have to turn on your drums?
Yeah, it's an electronic kit. Everything's electronic now.
Oh, Did you know that?
No.
That's awesome. Okay, so what's happening, Gary? First of all, just to tell everyone, Gary's daughter is a nurse in New York City. So there's that.
There's that.
Yeah. So tell me
That's the big one.
Yeah, that's the big one. How's she doing?
She's doing good. She was off for a couple of days this week, which kind of, eased her tension a little bit, but she's got to go back Saturday and she's got to work Easter. So it's going to be a little hectic over the weekend, but then she's got a couple of days off. So they're kind of staggering the hours, which makes it a little bit more tolerable, but they still need personal, PPE, a lot of personal protection.
Yeah. I know that Gary and his church and his wife, they were all like making handmade masks themselves out of fabric. And they also hooked up with the guy that we did the story with, 3D printing people, and sent her some of those masks. So, all right. And how's business, Gary?
Business is great.
Yeah.
Business
so Gary's
really
in the
good.
health insurance business.
Yeah. I think we're more busy now than we've ever been. Sales are going up. We're actually hiring people because we know so many people are out of work. So we're actually putting people on to, get on the phones with us and help us contact leads. And so we're kind of having the opposite effect
of most people.
Unfortunately, for a lot of people that, have lost their positions, but, just reach out to me. We've got a lot of positions that we can fill right now.
Do you want to give your phone number right now, Gary?
Absolutely.
I bet Bruce can type it in while he's. I bet he can, because Bruce is good like that.
Yeah, there we go. It's
all right. Go ahead.
561-222-9435.
561-222-9435. Oh, look at that.
See how good Bruce is?
It's popping up across the bottom of the screen. This is what we love about Bruce.
Nice going, Bruce.
So I was talking to someone the other day about live can you get something done quickly? And I was like, listen, we worked in live television.
Yeah.
What takes most people a couple of weeks to do, we can do in a couple of hours.
Yeah. If Fallon Colbert and if the late night shows can do it, you can do it too.
That's right. That's right. Someone just asked where Roby is. Roby is still working. He's still working in the Boys and Girls Club, so he couldn't make it this morning. So he's not here, unfortunately. We'll try to get him in next week.
Yeah. He did get a
But I tell you, we've been having so much fun with music, and when we did our podcast, Suzanne, I think that was about 6 months ago. It doesn't seem like that long, but my main passion was music, and we're just having so much fun with the band, actually playing together without being together. It's been a blast, and it's really the day goes by like that, because when we get up and I get up in my studio here, we're having.
How are you playing together without being together? Explain that, Gary.
Yeah, what we're actually doing is Eric, our keyboard, who's our leader, he sends out a track with himself, and he puts a bass track down, and we have a click track. We have a metronome going in our ear. So everybody gets that track, and through the power of the studio here on the computer, we're able to record our individual instruments. I'm recording drums, and then we send those tracks in to Eric, and he does a final mix on that. And I tell you what, the band's never sounded better. It's like we're in a studio together, but not being together. So it's been a blast. It's been a lot of fun.
Oh, that's awesome. And in case you are just joining us, if you saw Gary's phone number that we just popped up across the bottom of the screen, that is Gary's phone number, because he is a regional director for U.S. Health Advisors, one of the founders actually of that company. And they are hiring because the health insurance business is still very active. So if you are interested in working for U.S. Health Advisors, give Gary a call at this number that's on the bottom of your screen. I know a lot of people are out of work, so I suspect that your phone will be ringing, Gary. Oh, did we lose his phone?
We lost Gary's audio. I'm going to take him out. Put it back in again. Try again. We lost Gary.
Oh, okay, Gary. Well, love you. See you later, Gary. Thank you for joining us. And that's Gary's number. Once again, if you want to give him a call, if you know anyone who's out of work and needs a job, U.S. Health Advisors. They sell health insurance. They actually have a very specific product that they sell, and it's mainly for like small business owners or people who have quit their main job and don't have benefits anymore, and they can get you into a plan for a really good price. I mean, the prices they give, it's like saving people hundreds and thousands of dollars a month. It's pretty crazy. So anyway, good morning, Greg. I love how we can pop up the live comments, and we can actually go back to some of the top ones if you want, Bruce. Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Okay, so should we get Andy?
Andy, there's Andy.
I'm here.
Hi.
Oh, I love the way the screen is.
Look at you with your little pretty. Is that a scarf or is that?
Sure.
Oh, that's so
It
pretty.
doubles as a mask.
I love it.
It does. I have a pink one and a red one, so that depending on what I'm wearing, if I'm going out, I match.
So is it a thing now that there's and Steph should know this because she's in the news business.
I know
That,
you're going to ask in the
Steph,
answer.
you're our source.
so if we're out in Delray, I have to wear a mask.
Starting tomorrow. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, go
Wait.
show them.
Steph,
Yeah.
is that out? Is that just in the store, or is that like if you're out in the world?
It's if
in
you're
LA?
out and about, you need to wear a mask.
So even if you go for a walk.
Yes.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, but that's okay because I have a mask.
I didn't. Ooh.
And if it looks like a bra cup, it's because it is.
Oh.
Okay. Let me just tell you.
That's very resourceful, Suze. Have you been sewing? I mean,
No, my daughter has. So I bought her a sewing machine like probably a couple months ago because she's in fashion design class and she wanted to start sewing her own stuff. So I was like, fine. So I bought her a sewing machine. She loves it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I saw on someone's Instagram how you can turn the booby pads from your bathing suit and you just put some fabric over it. And then this is the elastic from a bra.
She should sell those.
And it says like, the only thing is it says very sexy on the
oh, okay. I can't
right there.
believe you. Okay. I see your lovely manicured nails, though, madam.
I know, right?
Mine are
I just
not-
did those last night.
I'm very impressed.
Thank
Very
you.
impressed.
Okay, so I was triggered at the grocery store, Andy, and I need your help with this. So, I was walking down the grocery store aisle, minding my own business, and I'm very aware of people, not wanting to get too close, and I don't get too close to anyone. But I'm literally coming down the aisle, and there's this couple coming towards me, and they are fully covered, mask, gloves, hazmat suit. I mean, it was the craziest thing.
Yeah.
And the guy's like yelling at me and waving his hands and telling me I'm going the wrong way. And I'm like, I don't even know I'm literally like probably 20 feet away from him. And I guess they have just started this new thing at grocery stores where you can only go down one way down the aisle. Well, I had no idea.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's tape.
I did not know that. What's that?
Yes.
There's tape on the floor of grocery stores with arrows pointing you like which aisles are. They're one-way aisles.
Wow. I was not aware of that. It's funny. I was at Trader Joe's yesterday and Costco. I did not see that, but maybe they're implementing it today.
Well, maybe it's just you didn't notice it because the guy in the hazmat suit wasn't screaming at you about it. But I mean, people have, and then a friend of mine said she was just out walking her dog and some woman started screaming at her. Like people are really on edge. I think it's starting to take its toll on people.
Yeah. It's the same. I think there's a mix. There's people that are really on edge, and then there's people that are really finding a lot of peace and this slowing down.
Yeah. Which one are you?
Well, I'm in the peaceful place. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm really enjoying just kind of, I told you, I'm cooking a lot, which I love to cook. And I had, for whatever reason, just really stopped cooking. I was just doing very basic things. And now I'm like, grabbing old cookbooks and making really nice dinners and just sort of making that an event where it's interesting because that used to be really important to me. And then it just sort of like fell through the wayside as things do. And now become really important to me again, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. And I think what's interesting is that I really do have time to do this no matter what. I just sort of made a story up in my mind that, oh no, I don't have time for that, or my lifestyle doesn't allow that. So I think I'm really enjoying this time. And I think a lot of people like are finding, the gentleman you had earlier who was saying that he was spending more time with his family. And I think that's been really, really fun for a lot of people, is just to, start playing games again, or just doing things around their house. I mean, I got to admit, I cleaned out my refrigerator. I cleaned out like all the cabinets. You're like, oh, I'll get to it. And then you never do.
Right.
So it's been really nice to see, at least for me, that it didn't take this to happen for me to slow down.
Yeah.
Like, this was a catalyst, but when I actually look at my life and the pace of my life, I do have time to do all these things, and I do have that ability to slow down and still be as productive.
Yes.
So I think
that's the key. We're just so used to being busy that it's almost a story that we've created in our head, about what that needs to look like. And, I think it started with me when I was her age, when I was in my 20s, and I said yes to everything and go, 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 go.
Yeah.
And this one hasn't slowed down at all. I mean, she's still,
I'm on edge. But I'm very fortunate. I'm still working, so nothing's really changed. Like, the outside world's changed, but I'm still getting up every day doing what I'm used to doing.
Yeah. Well, you have a heavy, sort of unusual schedule, Steph.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steph gets up at like 10 o'clock at night, goes to work. What time do you get up? 10 o'clock? 9 o'clock?
It depends on the day. We'll go with 9:30.
9:30. She goes to 10 o'clock, 9:30 at night.
Yeah.
She gets up and then goes to work and works all night long into the morning.
But I'm not complaining. I'm very fortunate to have a job.
Yes.
Still be working. So that's
She never complains.
Every time I start complaining at work, it's just, I have to put it into perspective that I'm just very fortunate that I'm able to still have a job.
Gary, are you drinking? What are you drinking? Oh, that's coffee.
Gary, did you plug your drums in?
Gary was
plug your drums in, Gary.
At 10 a.m. Although we are on Rise and Live and it is Friday. Cheers, Gare.
Wait, what are you drinking? Coffee too? Okay, well, we're about to make a margarita, so
That's a whole other thing. I just want to tell you. I stopped drinking regular coffee. And that was like big for me. It was like a crazy detox for like 4 days. I thought my head was going to explode. I had such a headache. And I realized the impact coffee was having on me. So I started drinking Ticino, which is, it's a tea, but it sort of tastes like coffee, which is wonderful. And now I'm drinking decaf. But when I saw what that crazy caffeine was doing to me, like how I had such a hard time getting through those days without coffee, I thought, wait a second. I don't think I should be having this in my life. So I'm on decaf.
Well, I got to tell you, like, the alcohol has been the problem for me. The last 3 weeks have just been debauchery. And I finally, all of the wine is gone in this house. Like, finally, because I
drank it all.
And I gave some away. I gave you like 4 bottles because a friend of mine, a liquor rep, had dropped off a case of wine. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the worst thing ever. Because if it's in my house, I will drink it.
Yeah.
And so I was giving it away and then I drank some. And I finally last night had the last little tiny bit of wine with my meal. And now it's gone. And I'm like, I'm getting back on track. Because I don't know about you guys, but that wine has like, whew, it really just, maybe not just one glass, but when you have 3 glasses a night,
Well, yeah. I mean, one, you have a glass of wine with dinner, that's lovely. But when it starts being where you're not feeling good, that's where you just want to check in. But listen, I mean, like we had talked about on the last show before this when this was just happening, have compassion for yourself and it's okay. I've been having a glass of wine with dinner. I would never do that before. I was like strictly only on the weekends and when I'm at Rise Alive at 9 o'clock in the morning, but those were my rules. But now I've been enjoying just one really nice glass of wine with my meal because I've been cooking these really nice meals. And you know what? It's lovely. I feel great and I'm having fun. So there's that balance too of, don't beat yourself up. We're all sort of having this odd experience that nobody's ever been through before together. And it's a really good time to be really, really nice to yourself.
Yeah. And being nice means also taking care of yourself, right? And saying no
Totally.
to things that you really can't do. So,
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Just, get in touch with your wisdom. Your wisdom always knows. And if something doesn't feel right, don't do it. If something
do
feels
it.
right, go for it. But we have time. Before, we're so messy in our minds. We're so busy. We don't have time to make sense of anything. So we're just running like an Energizer bunny. We don't even know what we're doing. We're like blind.
Yeah.
But now we actually, because we're slowing down, we actually have time to make a decision that, from our common sense, because we can access it because we've slowed down. So it's kind of a cool time to really see what's important and where you want to go and get creative. And I'm really enjoying it.
I love it. All
Yeah.
right, Andy, because you happy, because you spread happy.
Yes, I do.
All right. Well, we love you. Thank you for joining us this morning. Okay, we're gonna make
A pleasure.
we're gonna make it. I mean, after all that talk about not drinking,
Oh
now we're
my
gonna make now we're gonna make a cocktail. But this is less about drinking and more about like, hey, if you want to make a really good margarita, I found a recipe for a really good margarita that you can make at home, and it's super simple and it's so delicious.
Let's get started.
She's like, let's
What are
do
we
it.
waiting for? It's already 10:07.
Okay, so what are we gonna do? Turn this around,
Yeah,
or do you?
Sal's
trying to
join in.
connect?
Yes, I
Do you
sent
want
him
to
the link.
turn
I'm
this
gonna check the
around
computer.
this way? Okay, so there's my avocado toast that I made for us this morning. Hi. Okay, we need to prop this up more. Okay, stand by.
Hi, Tina. Tina's on.
Tina.
You're Tina.
Oh, hi.
What other Tina do you know?
I don't know, but you gave her the link.
No, I meant she commented.
Oh. I'm like,
I'm not good at this.
we should get Tina on.
Yeah, Tina.
You want to join us, Tina? We can send you the link. Hi, love you. Okay, here we go. This is what you need. Okay, you talk to them.
Okay, I'm talking.
Okay,
You need tequila.
you need tequila, and for this one, I use the Reposado. This is Milagro Reposado. Okay, and then Tina says no.
Oh.
And then Cointreau, which I guess is like an orange kind of liqueur, an orange liqueur.
We can't hear you.
Can't hear you, Bruce. Oh no. Now we don't hear Bruce. Do you want to take
No.
us out, Bruce? Okay, whatever. Hopefully people can hear us.
Can everyone hear us?
Okay. Game changer right now. All right. Listen to this. Oh, I hear you. Okay, thank you. Tina says she's lying on her yoga mat doing crunches while watching.
I love it.
Okay, so who loves Chick-fil-A ice? Do you know what ice I'm talking about?
Yes, my dad's company
Oh,
makes
right.
those ice machines.
Okay, so her dad's company makes rabbit turd ice machines. That's what I call it, rabbit turd ice, because it looks like a little rabbit turd and it's very crunchy and it doesn't hurt your teeth. Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay. You can go to Chick-fil-A and buy their ice. In fact, we did it a couple of last weekend.
Last weekend,
Stand by.
should I tell them the pool story?
Yes.
So I came over with my boyfriend. We all stayed 6 feet apart, so we're good. And my boyfriend and Trace, Suzanne's son, were in the pool, and they were jumping into inner tubes and, whatever. And all of a sudden, Trace comes in the door and says, okay, so Jeff jumped through all 4 of the inner tubes, and now his head's bleeding. And we look over, and his head is gushing blood. And what do? I laugh and I turn away because I get real weird about that sort of thing.
So yeah, he totally dove into my 6 foot deep in pool, and he is taller than 6 feet, if that gives you any indication. And
His head.
and hit his head and cut it open pretty badly. And we're like, we cannot take you to the emergency room because no one's going to emergency room right now.
But I have watched 16 seasons of Grey's Anatomy, so I pretty much like a doctor.
So we got him some ice and those butterfly Band-Aids, and he's fine.
The Chick-fil-A ice made all the difference.
But here's the Chick-fil-A ice. Does everyone see it? Okay. You can go to Chick-fil-A and buy their ice through the drive-thru. Okay, so that's number 1. And I have one of these things, you know, it's called a shaker or whatever. Okay. So I'm not really big into measuring stuff. Whoa. I just like to eyeball it. So I do like 1, 2, 3.
3 Mississippis.
And then for control, you want to do like a 2 to 1. So this would be like 1, 1.5. Right? Do you see where we're going here? Okay. Next up, lime.
I think. Can you hear me now?
Bruce has a Bloody Mary. Yeah, we can
Can
hear
you hear me? Okay, my mic battery died. Sorry.
Okay, here we go. Fresh lime juice. You got to get one of these lemon squeezers. They're the best things ever. Fresh lime juice.
Next week we'll have a bartender. Like
I'm a good bartender.
right, but yeah, we'll have a real bartender, and we'll put the recipe out on our digital channels early in the week, so everyone can get what they need, and we can all make it together.
I forgot this. I forgot this is the first. Christina, you're right. This is. I forgot to muddle this. This week, but you just can kind of. It's basil. So just kind of. I'm in the splash zone. Sorry. Okay. So tequila, Cointreau, ice, and basil. Okay, fresh basil. Because I went and bought fresh basil and I'm growing it in my backyard. Okay, and then you shake it up. Shake it like a Polaroid picture. Roby used the bottle. Okay, now hold on.
Oh, there's Ashton. The cat.
Ashton, bro. Ashton. Whoop. Okay.
Oh wait, I need ice.
People are saying you make a good bartender, Suzanne. Yeah. She used to be one.
I was a bartender in college.
The same year she was Miss Watermelon.
No, that was many years before. Okay. I feel like I need more. Look at this. Look at this.
Look at that pour.
Right? And then I usually do a little clip.
Audio Sal.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Hello, hello.
What's
How you
happening?
doing? You know, just rocking the quarantine life.
You are rocking the quarantine life.
So Sal, we need. We've been telling people that you've been DJing from your home. How can they find your live DJ sessions?
You can go on Facebook, go to my page on Sal Vecchio, or search for Audio Sal, and that'll bring it up. I'm going live pretty much every other day from my personal account, just to try and get some good vibes and some good energy out there. And I'm also resharing a lot of my friends that are also going live as well. We got a big DJ community down here. Everybody down here always looks forward to Miami Music Week, Winter Music Conference, Ultra, and none of that happened. So, there's a ton of DJs that are still trying to share the music that they were going to put out during that time, and they're still doing a lot online. So that's a beautiful thing. And, we're happy to be able to share that with people.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, and you should see the setup just go and check out some of his ones that he's already done. It's like a light show and the music, and it's like you're in a club. Like you're actually in a club.
That's right. I got all the toys sitting here in my garage and warehouse. There's nothing else to do with them, so I figured might as well set it all up.
Yeah, it's funny because Heather was suggesting doing like a virtual like bar mitzvah or something like that, where you can have like on a Saturday night where all the kids can dance. So that was like a suggestion from Heather, which I thought was a
and
good
even
idea.
proms. All proms are probably
like a virtual prom,
Wow.
and you can do
Think
like
of
that's
that.
a great, like on a Saturday night, just be
Yeah.
like, okay, we'll help you promote it if you want to do something like that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah. If the community wants it, I'm always down.
Awesome.
So if there's something that I could support, an event like that, I would love to be able to do it.
Yeah.
I just now I just look for opportunities to go live. I'll have tonight I'm gonna throw some disco on. Tonight it's house. Or break beats tonight. I always try to put different music on, so it's not the same vibe. Maybe give
We need
people
an 80s. We need an 80s night.
80s.
Yeah.
I'm feeling an 80s. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Can definitely
Your
do some 80s.
your wife's on Sal. She just commented our garage is an in-house festival.
Yeah, that it pretty much is.
I love it. All right. Gene says amazing light show, Sal. We should get Gene on
Thank
here
you.
too. Yeah, we should.
Thank you,
Okay.
Gene. I appreciate it coming from you, brother.
Okay, cheers. We're gonna cheers to our margarita that we
Ah.
cheers, Bruce.
Oh, I need to get one.
Yeah, you need to.
I know, sorry.
Next time.
This is good.
Right?
Go make one and come back. We're here all morning.
Yep.
Okay, so that's if you want to make a kick butt margarita at your house, all you need. Oh, don't put the mic. Don't put the mic in there. All right, thank you, Audio Sal. Good to see you. Should we get
Thank
Gene
you.
on?
Yeah.
Gene, we're sending you the link. Okay, stand by. Stand by, Gene. Who else wants to come on with us? Anyone? We'll send you guys the link. It is a free-for-all. What else is going on, Bruce?
I guess I'll talk to you. I don't know. There's nobody else talking.
Yeah. What do you got?
I don't know.
What are you doing
see
right
what some-
now? I mean, obviously, we're Bruce and Steph and I and Gene we're all doing some side stuff, but Bruce has
Oop.
your
Focus.
webcam stinks, Bruce.
Yeah, my webcam sucks. We'll go back to that one. How about that? Wait,
Yeah,
hold
that's
on.
a better cam.
Hold on. Oh, there's fingerprints on it. Who did that? I didn't do that. Let's try this. There. It still sucks, but
Yeah, it's a little better. Okay, so this is Bruce's.
well,
So tell people what they're looking at.
I built a little control room in my home before this, so I kind of got used to setting things up at home because I built this whole thing at home, but it doesn't look as pretty as it did before. But when you got to get things done, it works, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so we can stream live from anywhere with his equipment.
I can share that screen.
Or just punch up an entire show. So we've been actually creating programming right now for, isn't that cool? We've been creating programming for like in-house closed circuit TVs for like older residents who can't leave and can't get visitors. And so we've been producing some programming for them. Like yoga and crafting and cooking, and we did a tea segment. What else did we do? We did something on CBD. So we've been doing a lot of shows for
Hey guys,
yeah.
Don't forget we've got the clip from Farmhouse AF, so don't forget.
Right. Can we get her on?
Yeah, send her the link.
Okay.
Sure,
Okay.
I can
Stand
play the-
by.
I can play the clips. Stand by.
This is gonna make your whole day.
All right, you ready?
This is it. 30. This is it for real. 30. Go. Just 3 0. You can stop talking. Well, the world's on quarantine, you bet we felt it. My mama's spraying Lysol and you know I smelt it. She walks around in a mask. She even sprays my snacks. Before the virus came out, Corona was a beer. Now it's got us locked up and riddled with fear. I reckon everyone's concerned. This lockdown is lonesome. Oh, I can't go to work no more, no more. I can't complain. I feel poor. 30.
That's amazing. That's Farmhouse AF with her daughter Reese. That's Farmer Jay's obviously wife and daughter as well. So yeah, they've been doing that. She said her daughter never wants to hang out with her, and now they're like writing songs together.
I love it. Can I air that on the news?
100%. Well, I think she has to do that, right? Okay, so pop up the last comment, Bruce. The what's your best on-screen blooper? Sophie wants to know.
I have it.
Oh, because I
For
was
you?
thinking of one. Yeah. Okay, go. What's my best one?
Mine is 4:30 a.m. on CBS 12. You were
Oh.
putting on your makeup and you didn't know you were on camera, and it was like a story about a shooting or something, and you were like,
I got busted putting on my makeup in the middle.
I need to find it.
Actually, it just popped up in my like memories not too long ago. Yeah, I wish we could find that, Bruce, because that would be funny. Bruce,
find it and
Bruce,
send you the link.
Bruce probably remembers this blooper that was my very first blooper ever on CBS 12. It was the weekend show. Bruce, I think you were Chiron at that.
I was doing
time.
Chiron, I think. Is this the B story? The
Yes,
B and B?
Story.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
I'll let Suzanne tell it.
Yeah, when I would toss to sports, it's always kind of difficult as a news person to toss it over to sports and then come back. And so I was on the air with the sports guy tossing to him. It was some story about the Tampa Bay Bucks. And I had just worked in Sarasota, so I was very familiar with the sports story that he was talking about. And typically I'm not very familiar, so you just thank them and you move on, right? But this one I knew about, so I knew I could comment. So my comment was that the fans, all they do is bitch, bitch, bitch. And I said that live on the air. Well, I didn't realize that.
And she didn't bat an eye. She didn't bat an eye. And they
Using
bitched
it in
and
the
bitched
bitch
and
term. I
bitched.
was using it like a complaint. All they do is bitch, 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 you know? And it was like a complaining thing. And I got in trouble.
I was gonna say, what did they do?
They yelled at me.
They yelled at you?
Yeah. Kind of like when I went red and my news director told me I can't change my hair color without checking with him first.
You went like red?
Yeah, I went red. Yeah, that was in the beginning of my career. I did bitch, bitch, bitch. I decided to dye my hair red. What else did I do,
Such a
Bruce?
rebel. You used to wear black all the time and got in trouble.
Hold on. I'm picking up something here that will make your day. If I can get this to work right, stand by. I'm working on it. There.
I'm trying to find that video.
Okay. Let's see if I do that and do that. Oh, yeah, here's Suzanne. Check this out. Hold on. There we go. If I put that on, can you see? I can't run 5 things at once. So here, I'm going to put this up, and then I'm going to go over here and put, hold on, there, check that out.
Oh my gosh. Look at Eric Roby's hair. That's when he was using sun. That's when they told him that he had to put highlights in his hair.
They told him he had to do it. He looks
Yeah.
like Ryan Reynolds.
Our news director at the time liked blonde. So he told me I had to go blonder, and he told Roby he needed highlights in his hair.
Oop. Sorry. Didn't do that.
And so there you go.
Okay, now we get back to you guys. There we go.
Whatever, John. Whatever. Okay, what are you trying to find that?
Find it.
I think it was
What are you looking for, Steph?
it was in my private.
No. For sure posted it. Her doing her makeup.
On here.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, we'll try to find it for next time.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else? Did Jean log in or no?
No, not yet. Where are you, Gene?
Oh, there it is.
I got it.
There it is.
Do I just
Uh-oh.
send you the clip?
Is it a link?
Yeah, it's a Facebook link.
Oh, yeah, just send me the link and I'll do what I can.
Got to hit share. Hit share.
Oh.
And then, oh, no.
Do it by email.
Oh. See more?
Or send it by message. You can share it by messenger, Steph.
Oh, there you go.
And I can get it from there.
Write a post.
Save video. Hold on. Tell me the date and I'll send it to him. Okay, stand by, everyone. Stand by.
It's worth it.
I can find it on my.
Okay. What's everyone doing? Yes.
I have everything on my phone still.
Everything?
Like I have hit every picture. Yeah.
We could talk about my new puppy.
What's the date? What's
March 22nd.
Okay, what do I do, Bruce? I mail it to you?
Yeah, get the link and mail it to me or send it Messenger to me.
Well, not a link. It's the actual video.
Oh, just hit share. And then share by Messenger.
No, I have the actual.
Oh, it's a video. Send it by WeTransfer real quick. You know how to do this? So email it to me. That works.
It's like 4 seconds.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, you should have just gotten it.
All right,
Or I
let me
can
check
just
my
play
email.
it here.
Hold on. Let me check my email. I got something from Suzanne Boyd. Stand by.
That's awesome.
Gary Miller has 2 calls already. See?
Nice.
Rise and Live is good for your business.
Okay, Suzanne, stand by. I downloaded it.
It's good.
It's so good.
Okay.
Any other, I feel like news anchor would have been mad about
All
that,
right.
and you thought it was the funniest thing.
All right.
I loved
I'm
it.
going full screen. Stand by. Here you go. Mouse.
Breaking overnight, guns drawn in a local condo community. A woman stabbed. We are live with new details. We are learning while you were sleeping.
Plus, homegrown terrorists.
Breaking overnight, guns
Playing it.
drawn in a local condo community. A woman breaking overnight, guns drawn. Breaking overnight, breaking overnight, breaking overnight, guns drawn.
Let it play out, Bruce.
Let it play out.
Yeah, let it play out. You got to see the reaction on the back end.
Back in. Okay.
In a local condo community, a woman stabbed. We are live with the new details. We are learning while you were sleeping.
Plus, homegrown terrorists in court. The local men accused of being radicalized by ISIS and planning an attack will enter a plea today. We are live with people.
And storm chasers killed. The violent scene in Texas as Weather Channel contractors were chasing a tornado.
Now, CBS 12 News This Morning.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to CBS 12 News This Morning, where you get caught putting on your makeup. Today
Seriously.
is Wednesday, March 29th.
Good morning, everyone. 4:30 is the time. It's a gradual process. All right, let's get over to meteorologist Chris Farrell. We don't wake up like this. Yeah, save us, Chris. Yeah, we don't wake up like this.
I don't wake up like this either. Takes a little time.
Aw, Chris Farrell. Hi, Chris Farrell. Yes, I know. Yeah, so the thing was about that, like, did you notice how I still sold those headlines?
You did.
Christina didn't bat an eye. Pro move. Trish says I saw she sneezed on air once. Yeah, I would sneeze on air a couple times. The other thing that I did was, like, Roby and I would have laughing fits. Yes, and we couldn't stop laughing. Like, that was bad. So you just have to, like, you have to literally pinch yourself, because it's the only way to stop it. You literally have to pinch yourself. Yeah. Yeah, so you're in physical pain, so you can't, you stop laughing.
And you start crying.
Yeah. Hi, Andy.
Hi.
You came back.
Well, I mean, I'm watching, so you know, and I'm like, I was just cracking up of you two having the laughing fits, because that's so you and Roby.
I know.
And, yeah, it's so great. Yeah.
You guys made work fun. Awesome. Thanks, Francesca. Yeah. So what are you doing for the rest of the day, Andy?
I have a couple calls today, and I'm just trying to, I'm working with some schools, and that's really what I want to do. It's the seniors are just getting noticed now that they are not going to be having graduation, and these kids are really, really, really devastated. And I feel really passionate about, you know, providing some sort of source for them to have a better understanding of their experience, because this is crushing stuff for kids, you know, and I think they really need to have, you know, it's an emotional tool to help them get through this, because a lot of kids are dealing with, you know, depression and a huge disappointment and all these kinds of things. So I'm working with some schools to provide a source for these kids to have a place to go to talk it out, to just get in touch with what they're going through and have an understanding that it's temporary. And, you know, because right now to a kid, they don't have that understanding. This is life altering stuff for a kid, you know, so they really at this time need that emotional support. So that's what's on my agenda for today.
Well, it's life altering stuff for everyone. I mean, right? So
Totally.
here's,
Yeah.
I just was watching Glennon Doyle, which, I love Glennon Doyle.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love all the, I love
I
all the
think that,
self-help people.
yeah.
But she had a really, her take on this was really interesting because she said, she's seeing a lot of these like self-help gurus talk about hustling and getting out there. And now's the time to like, be doing stuff and going and going and going and getting ready for when this comes back. And, her whole thing was this really needs to be a grieving process because a lot of people's lives have changed and dramatically and suddenly, and that you don't really need to do anything other than just really take care of yourself, and I thought that was a really interesting way to look at it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, don't waste this time making yourself crazy. Take advantage of the calm. Take advantage of the peace. We're all in this together. A lot of people have lost their income. We're all in this together. I mean, there are some people who are prospering and there are a lot of people who aren't prospering. So for those of us that have more time, it's really, this is a gift to be able to slow down, take advantage of the slowing down and see what comes up for us. I mean, this is when creativity is possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I don't think it's a time to wind up. I don't think that makes a heck of a lot of sense. Maybe for some people they're busier, which is great, but that's happening organically. I don't think it's a time to force yourself to wind up. I think I actually know that it's in the slowing down that what you need to do will show up for you, that you'll just sort of be guided. Your intuition will tell you, oh, here's my next step. It doesn't come from the busy mind ever. Yeah. So back to what you were saying, like I really feel for these kids right now that are not going to be having a big graduation. And I feel I'm doing my best to just get in touch with schools and offer any kind of help and support I can, because for kids, this is their whole world to them. We have a perspective on it because we know life goes on, everything's going to be okay, but their minds aren't developed to that level. Mm-hmm. So for a lot of kids, this is really, really devastating stuff. So I feel really passionate about helping them through this so that this is something that they can learn from and get a good solid foundation from, rather than, falling to pieces, which is happening for a lot of kids. And it's understandable. It's understandable.
Yeah. And sometimes when you fall apart, you're not really sure where that's coming from, but I know I lost my what the other day.
Sure.
And I'm like, okay, this isn't about what I lost my shit over. This is about me feeling, uncertain about my future. And I think that I just have to be okay with that,
Yeah, that's it. It's never about what it looks like it's about. If we're losing our poo or whatever, I'm trying to be politically correct, but
you can say the S word.
Oh, Susie, but I can't.
Say it. Say it, Spread Happy. Say it. Say damn it. Just say damn it.
Darn it. I just can't do it. But you're right. If we're getting frustrated about the world, it's not the world, because we don't experience the world. We experience our thinking about the world.
Yeah.
And the way
So the guy in the hazmat suit yelled at me at Publix wasn't mad at me. Just mad at the situation.
You know what? When you were telling me that story, I thought to myself, those people must be absolutely terrified. They're probably at a high risk. Why they're out, I don't know. But maybe they don't have the means to hire somebody to go out, or maybe they don't have family around that can go out and get things for them. So, in their mind, they're terrified. So it came from that space of their own discomfort. It didn't, come from you not following the rules. You didn't realize it. I don't know that I would have realized it either, Suze.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just trying to get my mac and cheese. I mean, for real.
Exactly. You got your priorities, girl. Mac and cheese.
All right. What else do we
Suzanne,
Bruce?
I got another blast from the past here. You'll recognize this. You'll recognize this control room.
Oh my gosh.
Cute.
Bruce. Yeah, that's the original control room at CBS 12. I remember that. Oh, Flip.
Wait, I saw him last night.
Flip. Oh my God, I love it. Susan. These are all the old CBS 12ers. There's Bruce.
Cute.
That's Bruce. Is that Chiron, Bruce?
That was Chiron.
Yeah.
Yep. the Chiron.
Chiron. So back in the day, before automation, we had a person in the control room for literally every job there was to do. Now it's all automated, but you had to have someone that was in charge of just the graphics, and they would just pop up the graphics. So Bruce used to be the guy that made all the graphics and popped them up on screen. You had someone just for audio. So someone would just be in charge of running the audio. Obviously that's changed. You just have one person in charge of everything in the control room. But back in the day, we had it separated. Those were the good old days.
The good old days, yes. Let's see. And today, that is a TV station right there.
That's right. So this whole setup that he's built in his house now does the job of all that equipment you just saw in the CBS 12 control room back in the, that was the 90s, Bruce, you think?
Yeah.
90s?
Late 90s. Late 90s.
Well, I started
my favorite part is your kitty, Bruce.
I'm sorry, Adrian?
My favorite part was your kitty cat.
Oh, that was Ashton. Ashton left the building. I don't know where he went. He's out there. He's in his perch out in the front window. He likes to sit and watch the world go by.
He's just like most cats. He's very judgy.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, wait. Hold on. I'll show you. Yeah. You want to see him judgy? Hold on a second. Watch this.
This is Ashton, the judgy cat.
Let me get back to my page. Photos. Where'd he go?
Because they're judgy.
Oh, my photos.
My dog is like trying to get
there
over
it is.
right now.
There he is.
The dog is wondering why she's not being petted. Why isn't anybody cuddling me?
Oh,
he's a boy. He's a boy.
I saw that on Facebook.
Yeah, that is RBF right there.
That's my baby.
Yeah, he is precious.
I appreciate that.
All right, guys, should we end this thing? We've been at it for like more than an hour now.
Hour and 6 minutes.
Of us. Is everyone tired of us? Is anyone still there? We're just talking to ourselves.
We're just having fun. I'm having fun.
I'm having fun too.
Wait. We got Gene.
Oh, yay!
I made it.
I like your background. Very
Gene. What is that, Gene? Is that your green screen?
Yeah, this is my green screen.
That's cool.
I just put something up real quick just to try it out, see how well it worked. But yeah, that's it. Green screen right there, and
Nice.
there you go.
The magic of television. That's so cool. So, Gene, how are you handling the coronavirus?
We're doing well, just doing what we can. Of course, we still have film shoots and video shoots and all types of stuff going on, but we maintain our distance away. And, we had an all-day shoot a couple days ago outdoors, which was great to finally be back outside and doing what we love to do. And it's kind of disrupting our flow of things because we're used to being in the grind and getting stuff done, and now we're just in like timeout all the time, sitting inside. So it's kind of driving us a little bit crazy, I'm sure.
I saw you you unleashed the Zephyr last night.
I did, yeah.
Tell people what
Testing out some new stuff. Like somebody was making the comment earlier today on the show saying we have all this downtime. I think it was Heather. And, you're trying to figure out new stuff, new ways to do things. And this is some downtime, which is great to have. And that downtime lets you see things in a new perspective and trying out new stuff. So think of it as a little mini vacay to self-improve yourself, right?
Yeah, and organize your life. I mean, I've been trying to get my office in my house up and running for years, and I finally did it, and it's amazing. We should show the people.
Yeah, it looks so good.
Hold on, guys. Do you want to see
Yeah.
new office?
Yeah.
Okay, let's
Go ahead.
Oh. I'm gonna push.
Don't push that button.
Stand by. Okay, we're walking through the house.
Uh-oh.
Walking through the house. Okay, are you guys ready? Are you ready? Okay, hold on. You can't really hold on. Let's go this way. Right? Okay.
Ooh.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
Suze, it looks great.
Right?
So
It
what-
looks better from this angle because you don't see all the stuff behind the shade. But yeah.
So
Yeah,
which one of
Glenn,
your
you
kids got kicked out of their bedrooms?
No, this was actually where I just kept all my junk. You know, the kids' bedrooms are here. I make them make their bed, but obviously Lane hasn't figured that out, how to do that very well. Trace, yeah, those are the kids' rooms. Okay.
Steph, remember you sent me a couple of pictures here. I don't know what you want to do with those.
Oh, that was for Heather, but we didn't.
Okay.
Because for her Passover Seder.
It's okay. See, I don't make my bed either.
Oh my God.
Normally I do, but I let my boyfriend sleep until the last minute, and that's what's the result.
So where is he?
He went to the store.
Oh.
It's Friday. He's going to get salmon to eat for dinner tonight. Fish. It's Good Friday.
Fish
Oh,
Friday.
yeah.
It's Good Friday.
I made salmon last night. It was so good.
I'm making lamb tonight. Rack of lamb.
Ooh.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, what do you celebrate Passover or do you celebrate Easter or both?
Well, we do both.
Yeah.
So, but we've done none of anything. But I got my daughter latkes. Okay, so yesterday I'm at Trader Joe's and I'm like, you know what? I have time. I'm going to make the latkes homemade from scratch. So, I'm looking for the ingredients. I asked one of the guys, I'm like, Scott, where is your matzah meal? Do you have it? Whatever. And he's like, Andrea, what are you doing? He said, just buy the frozen. Why are you doing that? He's like, it's going to take you hours. And I was like, well, for my daughter, she'll appreciate it. And he's like, she'll love these. And he hands me the frozen. So yeah. So she's going to have the frozen latkes. But I was going to make them homemade. But anyway, no. And then I have no idea because usually Lee's, my husband's aunt, makes Easter dinner. Obviously, that's not going to happen. I think we'll probably just do like a Zoom thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, my parents are like devastated about Passover, and it's like, okay, well, when this is all over, we'll have it.
We'll have it.
do that.
Yeah.
We will absolutely do that.
Yeah, I'm getting on a Zoom call, like virtual happy hour with my family tonight at 4. Let's hope that goes well. Because I had to go through the whole, okay, you got to download the Zoom app on your phone. Here's what you do.
Yeah, that's the step. We did that last
I
night.
even did it without a password because I didn't want to make it more complicated. So pretty much anyone in the hacker wise can probably get into our Zoom call tonight.
Oh my God, I didn't even, you know what? I never even thought about that, but you're right. But I have to tell you something. There's something called, House Party or something where you can download the app for House Party. And we did that last night with Lee's family up in Atlanta. So yeah, that's fun. And I did the same thing with my high school girlfriends last Friday night. We did a happy hour, which is so silly because we're all over the country. And we could have done that anytime. And it took this craziness to happen for us to figure it out that we could have hung out together on a more regular basis.
I know. Okay.
That's it.
Oh, wait. Go back to Gene. Oh, look at that.
Oh.
You want to go play some tunes on the piano? My virtual piano?
Yeah.
Oh, la la.
Can you put us on a beach in Mexico right now?
Maybe.
Gene, I have a green screen. How do you get that cool background? I have the screen. But I don't know how to
Whatever
do it.
photos you have uploaded, and you can just change it out to whatever you want instantly. So you can have a brick wall.
So it's from your own photos.
Andrew, if you go to your, hold on, Andrea, I'll show you here. I'm going to share my screen. This is, I don't know if you can do it with the StreamYard, but we can here. We put the right source here. Oh, anyway, if you click on settings on your, you may have to be the initializer of the StreamYard for this to work, but in the settings, there's a green screen option. You can actually do it yourself at home.
Oh, okay, cool.
Let's see. I'll try to pull it up on this side, Bruce, if it'll allow me. I'm not sure. Will it? Hey.
Let me, actually, I'll do this. I'll bring this over here. Oh, come back here. Come over here. There we go. Can you see my screen now? It's settings, green screen.
Screen.
Oh, okay, cool. Yep. Very cool.
And that's in StreamYard, Bruce?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This has StreamYard.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool. All
Awesome.
right, neat.
All the cool things.
All right, my darlings.
Wait, maybe next time we'll do a, hey, did you know you can do this?
That's a great idea.
Oh yeah, next
Yep.
week. Too. Okay, we're gonna do this again next week if everyone's good.
And we're gonna
Okay.
take it even.
You're gonna
take it up a
Listen,
notch.
I've been taking pictures of the dinners that I've been making, so I can send that over. That can be, hey,
That's a great
look
idea.
what Andrea's cooking.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
I'll send them to you.
All right.
Omar's back. I just heard the door open.
Have Omar pop in and say hi.
Omar!
Come here, Omar.
Omar!
He's
Come
shy.
here.
He's so shy. He's like doesn't like.
Oh, look, he's Show him your mask. Camera's right there. Oh. We had these masks custom made for us.
That.
Go get mine.
Oh, it's
Go get mine. Go get mine. Go get mine.
I love
I thought
it.
it was bandana.
Okay,
That's
bye,
very
Omar.
cool.
I have one too. Hold on. Hold on. Here's mine. Let me take my headphones off for a minute.
Put on all the masks.
Your bra mask.
There we go.
I just wish you have to have your earrings on the outside of the mask.
Mine's a superheroes.
Yeah, where's your mask?
They're superheroes.
Oh my gosh, that's cool.
Oh, there comes.
I think I got my.
Oh, Jean's got the
I
real
think that's the legal one you have.
all real.
There we go.
I like
Wow.
it. Very effective.
Okay.
I had my stockpile from all the
Thanks,
Bahamas trips.
Stephanie, where's your bra cup?
Have a good day.
Bye, everybody.
Bruce, do we have a close? Do we have a close?
I tried to find it during the show, but I couldn't. I can only open again.
Yeah. We'll just say, you know what?
Say
I'll
goodbye.
sing us out. Wait, I'll
Go ahead.
sing us out.
Go ahead.
Step out of the way.
Okay.
Gonna sing us out. What do you guys want to hear?
Ooh, is
Does
it
that
a
come out
request?
tomorrow?
Oh.
Why am I backlit?
Corona.
Hold on. I'm gonna get good lighting because you need good lighting.
Yes, you do.
Okay, stand by. Okay, I'm gonna come into frame. You can just take us out whenever you want, Bruce. How does it?
I'm gonna stay on this as long as I can, Suzanne.
I can't remember how Annie starts the song. When I'm stuck in a day that's gray and lonely, I just pick up my chin and I went too high. The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar
That's tomorrow.
There'll be sun.
sun.
Just thinking about tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.